What's up, y'all? Shook here, back with another video on the Holy Paladin, doing some 2v2 with Plum on his Deathknight. This is the first week of the new season, the War Within Season 2. This is the build that I'm running. It is the Herald of the Sun build that I ran a bunch last season. So I did actually get 2400 with Lightsmith, but I played both builds, and I think Lightsmith last season was just better. It was really strong. They nerfed it this season, and I think they're honestly about back in line with each other, because I played a few games as Lightsmith in one of these sessions and it seemed okay. It's definitely a lot weaker than last season, but I was just preferring Herald of the Sun for these matches. And it's pretty much the exact same as last season, other than the PvP talent. They got rid of Blessed Hands, so now you have to choose between Blessing of Spell Warding or Spreading the Word, both of which are just kind of okay. I mean, you can take Denounce or whatever, but yeah, it's kind of a, I don't know, most of the time I was taking Blessing of Spell Warding if there was any kind of caster or whatever, because it can't be offensively dispelled or stolen by a mage. So pretty decent. That's about all I have to say for the build. My gear, I obviously didn't have any of this during the queues, but this is the Bloody Token gear that I was purchased with Mastery. I was able to recraft my rings and necklace, and then I bought the helmet, and I'm still not fully capped. I banked a lot of Vicious Bloodstones last season because I heard that they were going to be using, the same this season, so I have a bunch of them to spare. And they're also pretty cheap on the auction house. That's about all for the gear and my build. Let's get into the games. So this first match is against a Demon Hunter Disc Priest. You can see the Demon Hunter flies across the map here. Probably should have cast Tears Deliverance right as the gate opened instead of trying to kind of greed it there a little bit, because I thought they might go for Plum, because Deathknights are a little squishy this season, and they decided to go for me. So I'm going to run around the corner here, get Tears Deliverance rolling. He already used a Pain Sup. I have the Blessing of Summer that I'll probably end up casting on myself. I do cast it on myself here. So this combo's pretty good this season. Disc is in a really good spot, and Demon Hunters are also in a good spot. So right there you can see me juking Searing Glare. One of the unfortunate things is I don't have Omnibar active. As of me posting this video, it does work again, but at the time of recording it was not working. So it's with the not having the precog gem and not having Omnibar, it's pretty difficult to see whenever he uses kick. I'm going to dispel Plum there. I did use Searing Glare. I used it preemptively because I thought he was going to dispel the Hodge and then I would immediately get the Searing Glare on him, but he didn't dispel the Hodge, so it wasted probably a second and a half of that Searing Glare. And it looks like the Demon Hunter got out of that blind. He's going to root Plum. I don't have the second freedom, which was really noticeable in a lot of these matches. You can see Plum grip the Demon Hunter off, kind of peeling for me here. We're about equal on mana. If I need to, I can have Plum do the blind, and instead of me going for like the Searing Glare, I can go run and drink. You can see me hodge the Demon Hunter behind the pillar there, so the priest can't dispel him. I have Tears Deliverance back up, so I gotta wait for a good time to cast that. I'm just trying to pull this guy into kind of an awkward spot. I'm gonna go ahead and burn Bubble here. Plum gets feared, unfortunately, into the other side. I got my Tears Deliverance off in the bubble. He has Power Infusion going. He caged Plum all the way over here. There, he's gonna use his horse to get back. So now I'm gonna run back this way. I really don't like how I am in line of the priest with the Demon Hunter. That's when it's gonna basically get really scary. Looks like they're gonna swap to Plum here for a second. There's his meta. You saw him jump up in the air. He's gonna go back to me with meta. We have Trinket available, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it and hodge him. I want to waste as much of his meta as possible. You can see him get slowed there. I'm just trying to make him LOS. I don't care if the priest penances me, it doesn't really matter, as long as they're both not connecting on me at the same time, kind of like right here. So I'm gonna get rooted. I don't have my freedom available, and it's a waste of globals for me to try and kill that root with Crusader Strike. So right here I do finally get away from the Demon Hunter. His meta is gone. I have 2 infusion procs which, I mean, I'm going to try and use one of them with Judgment right there. He's going to try and fear me. I'm going to hodge him right as fear. Looks like he's going to dispel probably the last second of that. So if I could have got the Searing Glare off there, it would have been huge. Plum does get the double blind. I'm going to run back over here, try and get the Searing Glare. I do get it. They both got glared, so that's pretty decent. Plum uses the anti-magic shell on me. I'm trying to dispel him, but it looks like he might have IBF'd or something out of that. Yeah, he used IBF to get out of the stun. Right here, I'm going to use my wall on his I-beam. It looks like he's going to hunt me. I have wings available. We have tears up again. We have lay on hands. We have blessing of spell warding. Whenever he is in his meta form, he does almost exclusively chaos damage. So it's really blessing of spell warding is basically like a second bubble for me, because the priest can't take it off and he's doing very little physical damage, so it's huge. He's going to get the mind control on Plum. It's going to DR, so I'm not super worried about it. I didn't have Hodge available anyway, and I had kick, but it wasn't worth running all the way over there to try and kick him. Gonna get stunned here. That was the long stun, so I'm gonna use my trinket again on the stun, since again we're not worried about them killing Plum, like CCing me and killing Plum. We're more worried about me being the one to go down. So we may have to burn our blessing of spell warding here soon. It looks like dampening is ramping up past 50%, and anytime it gets past 50%, that's when stuff starts to get a little bit more real. Especially when you don't have the pre-hog gem. Oh, so unfortunate there. That was a bad hodge by me, and it is going to cost me my blessing of spell warding. It looks like you can see him trying to just like do all this damage into it. It's not really doing anything. You can see me immuning just how much chaos damage he's doing. So Plum's going to give him away. I'm going to try and top myself here a little bit, use my Divine Toll, and I'm going to recover there. I don't quite have my Hodge back up. It is up now. I'm going to try and Repentance the Priest. Looks like I did get the rep on the Priest, and we're doing a little bit of damage to the Demon Hunter. He does get pretty low here. He gets grip back. I'm going to take this time to cast Tears Deliverance. He's going to cast Ultimate Penitence, and he feared Plum, so I went ahead and dispelled him. Going to run up here with the double blind and try and get the Searing Glare. We get the Searing Glare. He tries to jump out of it, but I got them both. And then I'm going to go for the Hodge, but it looks like Plum went ahead and interrupted, and then I'm going to go for the kick. He used Pain Sup. The Demon Hunter gets dangerously low there. He penances him back up. We do have Bubble back available. I'm going to go ahead and use Aura Mastery here. He did get the Ultimate Penitence off, so unfortunate there. We didn't quite have enough to get the kill, but dampening is so high that they have to be really scared. We're a little bit behind on mana, but with how high dampening is, it should be fine, especially with us having Lay on Hands as well as Wings. We also have the Blessing of Spring coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and use that on myself. It's going to boost my healing to me and the healing that I do. Now they're swapping to Plum. Again, have Wings rolling, so I'm not super scared. I may go ahead and use Sack here on top of that, just to ensure kind of like the damage reduction. It looks like I'm going to hold off. He's got kind of the meta form rolling here. Still have Lay on Hands, still have everything. Going to walk up, use the Searing Glare. Got the Searing Glare on him. We just have all the pressure at this point, so as long as we don't let our foot off the gas, this one should be a win. I do go ahead and use Blessing of Sacrifice there. I'm going to hodge this guy back here. He's away from his priest, so he can't get dispelled. I'm going to run over here and cast Tears Deliverance. He does kick me at the last second, but it looks like his priest is in big trouble. And I also can use Blessing of Summer offensively here if I want to. Go ahead and pop Bubble for good measure, just to make sure there's no shenanigans. And we do take him down. So, kind of a crazy little first game there. The next one is against another Disc Priest and Ret Paladin. Again, this, I can't reiterate this enough, this is the first week of the season, so there's going to be a lot of balance changes that happen. Things are going to be a lot different with gear. You know, Unholy is in a really bad spot right now. It's probably one of the weakest melee. It's not very good. It's actually worse than Frost DK this season. And so, you know, as things get more gear, as, you know, balance changes happen, things will be different in the coming weeks. So anything I say right now, like if I'm talking about Disc being the strongest healer, they might get nerfed. You know, it just depends. And we'll see after this week. I went ahead and put Blessing of Summer on Plum this time. We did get Bop really early, and for the first like 10 games, you're gonna see a lot of like these placement matches. I noticed our MMR was like 100 at the start of these placement games. Our MMR was 100 lower than what we ended at last season. So I don't know if that's just the inflation got taken out, or we didn't really play too much arena towards the end of the season, probably the last 2 months. As you can see, I haven't posted a video in quite a while, just because we weren't really doing arena. We did some BG Blitz, and people don't seem to be as interested in the BG Blitz videos as they are the arena. But this season I'm going to try and post like a good variety of everything, also on different healers. I'll still do mainly Holy Paladin content, but I'd like to post some like Holy Priest stuff, and just, I don't know, a bunch of different stuff. I think also it would be cool to do like a BG Blitz video, but have like a dual point of view to where it's not so boring. Like if I'm just, at a base, recapping the base or something like that, get Plum's point of view, where if he's off, fighting at a different base. Because a lot of times in those BG Blitz, we're just communicating in Discord, and we're trying not to be in the same place, just so it's easier for us to kind of manipulate what's going on in the BG. So right here, we are getting a ton of pressure. It looks like he is going to get the ultimate penitence off, though. I got blinded, so it's not hitting me, and it's mainly hitting the Ret Paladin. That's a big cooldown from them. I'm going to try and dispel Plum here, get him out of the fear. It's kind of the same thing. I have Blessing of Spell Warding here, just because it's a decent chunk of the Ret's damage is holy damage. He tries to Searing Glare Plum, and I dispel it off immediately. Doesn't really affect me all that much. 30 seconds on Wings. We have Lay on Hands available again. And I'm going to go ahead and Aura Mastery. I don't have my Searing Glare for that double blind. Looks like they are trying to do damage to Plum here. And we are losing on mana. And this is like Ret Paladin Dispriest is a heavy dampening comp. So at some point, I'm probably going to go for a drink. Even if this is like lower MMR, right? Which it's one of the placement games. I would guess that this team, it's going to have us at like 2180, 2200 MMR. And it'll give the enemy team is going to be anywhere between like 1800 and 2K. Why that is, I have no clue. I don't know why it's always like that at the beginning of the season. You fight people that are like 200 to 400 MMR lower than you. I don't get it. Because it's probably not fun for these other players. Like, we were never really in a bunch of trouble this match. I'm going to Dispel Plum out of that Searing Glare. I'm going to run over here and cast Tears Deliverance. And I realized that he was about to double blind, and I was like, whoops, I shouldn't have cast Tears Deliverance. I should have just started going for the drink immediately. So right here, Plum's not in any danger, so I'm just going to drink to full. He is, completely fine. I got basically full mana back, and he's just even chasing him down. He's not even worried about me. I'm going to cast Blessing of Summer on them. It looks like the Ret's coming to Hodge me. I'm going to run back around the pillar. He really wants to Hodge me, so I almost got back around the pillar again. That would have been funny. But I have Hodge available, so I'm kind of just waiting to decide when to use that. The Priest wants to go drink now, so I'm going to use Blessing of Freedom as a little boost over here and go smack him just so he can't drink. Plum's back over here against the Ret. We really want to get Bubble. We want to punish this guy for trying to go and drink, what they didn't do to me. They needed to like just max out damage to try and punish me for drinking. So it looks like we did get Bubble there. And we got the Priest actually a little bit low too. I went ahead and Hodged him. They Hodged me. And it looks like there is the Power Infusion, Pain Suppression. We're getting a lot of cooldowns here. So we still have Bubble available. I need to dispel Searing Glare off Plum. There it goes. I dispelled the Searing Glare. And we're pretty much in the driver's seat at this point. We're winning on mana. Tears Deliverance is about to come back up. I'm going to go ahead and Searing Glare, see if I can get them both. It looked like he might have dispelled himself instead of the Ret. So right here, the Priest is getting more and more in trouble. I'm not sure if the Ret still has Lay on Hands. It looks like he has Blind available and Fear, and they go ahead and use Fear. I'm going to burn my Trinket there, just because I do have Bubble available. I'm going to go ahead and sack Plum, so this is the big damage from the Ret. He has this big pet out here. And I'm just telling him, I'm like, go ahead and chase. Don't worry about it. I'm going to Hodge the Ret, and we should be able to take down the Priest, and down he goes. So again, Ret Dispriest still seems like dampener cleave, and yeah, these guys were quite a bit lower in MMR. This next one is against a Fury Warrior Dispriest, another really popular comp this season. Actually, remember this match. So this one's really funny. This guy really wants me, and Plum's just kind of gripping him off. He uses all of his mobility spells. He fears me immediately when he gets to me, so I'm going to Hodge him since he's not in line of his priest. And then I'm going to repent him. And Plum's over there. You can see him chunking that priest. There's the pain suppression from the priest. I'm going to repent this guy again. I'm going to repent him again. And then I'm going to use my Divine Seed to run over here to the priest. And you can see Plum is just like destroying this guy. I don't want him to get the double fear, but I'm just running in to kick, and we get the kick and the kill. So really unfortunate match there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these. It's good to be back making videos again. I kind of needed a break after the end of last season. The season was getting a little stale, but I am back making videos again. And if there's anything you guys want to see, I'm planning on making like a gearing guide here soon, but I'm definitely going to be back posting consistently. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed these. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.